Hey YouTube, and everybody else I know. I kind of wanted to share with everyone the CSA program that we've been trying to start up. What it is, what it means, kind of some pros and cons for everyone, and kind of what we're offering and what makes us special. So if you've never heard of a CSA program or know what it is, CSA stands for Community Supported Agriculture. It's something where kind of growers and consumers partner up and provide mutual support for each other. They share the risks and the benefits of fresh garden grown, pasture raised vegetables and animals. So I looked up the definition to it actually while I was putting together the stuff I wanted to tell everybody about on the video, and my favorite one was off of the Department of Agriculture website, and the definition that they give is community supported agriculture consists of a community based off individuals who pledge support to a farm operation so that the farmland becomes either legally or spiritually the community's farm, with the growers and consumers providing mutual support and sharing the risks and benefits of food production. So that being said, typically what people do is they come in, they decide, hey, I need to feed this many people, I'm going to pay for this share, and then there's generally like a 20-week growing season. You come every week, you get your box of fresh stuff, and if you decided to get like an add-on, you pick up your eggs and all that good stuff. The fun thing about a CSA program is every week you pick up a box of vegetables, and you could have, fresh cucumbers and tomatoes and peppers in one week, and then next week you can come and get a box of potatoes and peppers and like a couple pounds of green beans or some snap peas. So you're not just restricted to the same thing every week, and you're not only doing stuff like that, you're saving money. So people usually pay, well, okay, we'll get into that. Let's go back to the beginning. Members of a CSA program are called shareholders. So you pay into the farm and you become, you're a very important part of the farm. Typically, CSA shareholders pledge in advance to cover anticipated costs of the operation as well as the farmer's salary. You're helping to start up the growing season. In return, you guys get shares in the farm, and you get to share like the bounty throughout the whole season. So you guys get all these delicious things. You come up, pick up your box every week. Not only that, but you guys get the satisfaction of reconnecting to the land and participating directly in food production. What that means is you get to come to the farm every week. You get to see what we're doing. You could come see the garden. You can come visit the animals. If you want to, I'm sure there'll be opportunities for people to volunteer and help out. There's plenty of work to do around here, believe me. And it doesn't only benefit the consumers, but it benefits the farmers as well. With CSAs, we get better prices for our crops that we're growing. The earlier we can buy them, the better prices we get. Not only that, but we gain financial security and are relieved of much of the burden from marketing. It's good for everyone involved, not only the consumers, but the farmers. With, benefits comes risks. When the weather isn't, exactly cooperating with someone, or when the weather is not exactly cooperating with us, we could have poor harvest or due to like bugs. Maybe you got something crunching some holes in your leafy lettuce. I mean, it's just like a down-to-earth, real partnership on the farm, and everybody benefits, and it could come with some possible risks. Or we could have a perfect growing season and everything will work out, all your plants will be beautiful, and that's typically what we're going to strive for. Some of the pros for you guys, the shareholders, is you're supporting a specific local farm. You know where your food comes from. The food is fresh, it's inexpensive. At the beginning of the season, typically, like I said, shareholders invest in their CSA shares and pay for them to get that mutual thing going on between the consumer and the grower. So say we're selling a full share, which feeds 4 people, family of 4, for $500. You pay $500 at the beginning of the season, but if you break that down to the 20 weeks that you get boxes of free vegetables every week, you're paying $25 a week to feed your family. I eat pretty well, and I've shopped, at many different stores and the farmer's market and stuff like that, and if you shop and eat healthy, then you understand that that's a pretty decent price. It's not expensive. You just pay ahead of time, and then you pick up your box every week. And then, the same goes with a half share, so $250 over 20 weeks. It feeds either 2 adults or an adult and 2 kids. Breaks down to about $12.50 a week. Another pro, it's interactive. You get to visit weekly. And if you're interested, there could be opportunities to volunteer, so you could be more involved. We already talked about that. Fun surprises. I'm so simple. This is one of my favorite parts. Fun surprises. Different stuff all the time. So you get the general idea of what you're buying into, but you get to come and experience different crops that you might have not known even existed, like heirlooms. You could walk up in here and get a head of a specific kind of cabbage you've never tried, or there's different stuff like kohlrabi. Maybe you don't know what that is, you've never had it, you don't know how to use it, but we grow it. So maybe you're going to come one week and get a box with that in it, and you're going to be like, what is this? I mean, for me personally, it makes it kind of fun. You get to learn how to cook new stuff, you get to try new things. It's all healthy stuff, it's all homegrown, it all comes out of the garden. It's it's fun. It's, it's beneficial for everyone, and it's fun. Maybe you want to brag to your friends about your garlic scapes, or, some flowering spring greens, or something fun you found in your box. Maybe you found a fun shaped piece of lettuce, or a weird potato that you wouldn't normally find stuff like that in the grocery store. So I don't know, to me it's pretty cool. I like having things that are special and not exactly the norm. And I like stuff like that, so maybe you won't, I don't know, maybe you won't care, but to me it's fun. The taste is another pro. If you have ever had garden fresh tomatoes versus store-bought tomatoes, or garden fresh cucumbers versus store-bought cucumbers, those are my favorite 2 comparisons, because to me they're the biggest. Store-bought tomatoes and store-bought cucumbers are nothing compared to a garden tomato or a garden cucumber. If you've ever compared them, then you'd understand. Garden stuff it beats the store-bought stuff. Another pro for shareholders is you get to optimize your health. You get to eliminate the chemicals and substance from your vegetables. So we don't personally use pesticides. We don't use growth hormones. No fertilizers, no nothing like that. Our animals are non-medicated. They're pasture raised. We don't add anything to them, unlike the chickens at the store that you get are usually injected with sodium and a bunch of extra stuff. Not here. Our animals are happy, healthy, and the secret to growing giant fat pigs is, believe it or not, soybean and cracked corn. So we don't need none of that icky gross stuff. You get to eat less sugar. Fruits are pretty sweet. Hopefully we have strawberries this season, so if you got a sweet tooth, pop some of those in there. You get to save time at the grocery store. You get to skip over the produce, the eggs, and the meat, because you already got that stuff at home. You've gotten it from your farm. And overall, one of my favorite parts, aside from the fun stuff, is you get to save money. And anybody who knows me knows that I love to save bucks. I save the dollars anywhere I can. Some of the cons of the CSA, because nothing's perfect, you have to be ready to use your produce. Because if you don't use all your stuff within the week, you're going to have another box to pick up next week. And what happens when you have stuff that starts to back up and it's fresh stuff out of the garden, you're going to have stuff that goes to waste. When you invest yourself, you're investing yourself. So if you miss a pickup some week, there's not a refund for it. A way to fix that, though, something to think about and keep in mind, is maybe you can appoint a neighbor or a friend that you trust to pick up your box if you're going to be busy that day or even on vacation. There's no ID required. They don't have to, have an identification card to eat your food. Maybe they'll just have to buy you a drink or owe you dinner, something like that. It's somewhat unexpected, which we kind of talked about that in the pros. I guess it all boils down to the kind of person you are and what works best for you. Something that could potentially be a con is you get stuff that you don't know what it is. You're going to be sitting there like, how do I make Napa cabbage? What do I do with all these beets? What is a radish? Kind of just let the suspense begin. It's a fun experience. Something that makes us special is, aside from weekly boxes, we offer add-ons. So we have large egg shares and small egg shares, so 30 eggs a week compared to 12 eggs a week. Or large chicken shares versus small. We have turkeys. Those are done a little bit differently. We do those by pound. For overall how much a bird is, we weigh them, and you pay $6 a pound. Pork, we do large and small shares. So you could either buy 50 pounds of a pig, or you can buy 25. So large shares, a half a pig versus a quarter of a pig. And we'll have fruit coming hopefully within the next couple years. We are talking about adding an orchard to our farm. But yeah, those are some of the pros and cons of the CSA program and kind of what it is and what makes us special. And my little baby is officially up. I don't know if you can hear my little Chloe over there keeping her attention for a minute, so I gotta run. I hope you enjoyed kind of the informativeness of this video. Come tell them, say don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel with your crazy hair.
Subscribe to our channel. Bye.